Today's question is not about your salary. It's not about your investments, your budget, or your savings rate. Nobody taught you that your social life has a balance sheet. But it does, and today we're going to read it together. I'm Monavex. I spend a lot of time thinking about financial intelligence, not just how money grows, but why so many people misunderstand the math behind it, and why good people with good intentions still end up on the wrong side of that equation. If you're tired of the same recycled advice that never quite addresses the fear in the back of your mind, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you might see your financial life a little differently. Not with fear, with clarity. And if this kind of thinking matters to you, consider subscribing. Think about the 5 people you spend the most time with right now. 5 people. You eat with them, you laugh with them, you call them when everything falls apart. Now answer me this. Are any of them secretly costing you money? Not stealing, not fraud, just quietly, slowly, bleeding your account dry. And you didn't even notice. Because they come wrapped in friendship. Because they feel like home. Today, we're going to talk about the most expensive relationship you'll ever have, your circle, and why the people who love you can still be the reason your bank account never grows. The invisible tax. There's a concept in behavioral economics called social spending pressure. It says that we spend an average of 40% more money when we are around friends than when we are alone. 40%. You weren't going out tonight, but your friend called, and they always want the expensive restaurant. And because you don't want to seem like the struggling one, you say yes. You split the bill, you cover the cab. You wake up the next morning and $150 is gone, and you have nothing to show for it except a memory and a slightly full stomach. Case study. Marcus, 28. Marcus had a savings goal. $10,000 in 12 months. Discipline, budget, he was doing it. Then he got back in touch with his old college friends. Weekend trips, rounds of drinks for everyone's birthday, spontaneous concert tickets. By month 6, Marcus hadn't saved a single dollar, not one. He wasn't extravagant, he was just belonging. And belonging cost him his dream. Nobody forced Marcus. Nobody applied pressure directly. They just made him feel like saying no would mean saying goodbye. And that fear of disconnection, is the invisible tax your wrong circle charges you every single day. And before you think this doesn't apply to you, let me describe someone you definitely know. The enemy in your circle. There is the friend who mocks your ambition, the one who rolls their eyes when you talk about investing, the one who laughs when you say you're cutting back on going out. They make your discipline look like arrogance. They make your goals feel like a threat. Why? Because your growth is a mirror, and some people cannot look at that mirror without feeling their own stagnation staring back at them. Real parallel, crab mentality. Research on group dynamics shows that when one person begins to differentiate financially, the group often applies unconscious pressure to return to the common level. They don't call it sabotage, they call it keeping it real. And then there is the chronic borrower. Always needs just a little help. $50 here, $200 there. Never returns it, but always around when life looks good for you. This person is not evil, but they are expensive. And your inability to say no to them is costing your future self deeply. The hard truth? Some friendships are liabilities you've just refused to put on your balance sheet. The circle that builds you. But here is the other side, and this is the part that actually changes lives. The right circle is the most powerful financial instrument you will ever have access to. More than a savings account, more than a salary raise, more than any strategy I could give you. The right circle multiplies you. Real history. Rockefeller. John D. Rockefeller, the world's first billionaire in real terms, once said his greatest asset was not his oil wells. It was the men he chose to think with. His inner circle was built on discipline, shared ambition, and financial philosophy. They challenged each other. They refused to let mediocrity feel comfortable in the room. You don't need to be Rockefeller. You need a circle where someone asks, "Have you sorted your investment account yet?" instead of, "Where are we going tonight?" A circle that shows up when you hit a savings milestone, not just when you spend. Case study. Miriam, 31. Miriam joined an investment club, 15 people, monthly contributions, monthly conversations about money, real strategies. In 3 years, she had bought her first index fund, started a Roth IRA, and co-invested in a small real estate deal. She didn't get smarter overnight. She got better people around her. That was the only thing that changed, and it changed everything. The right circle will loan you knowledge before they ever loan you money. They will speak your dreams back to you on the days you've forgotten them. They will refuse to let you stay comfortable in a life smaller than what you're capable of. The audit and solution. Hold the camera. Don't look away. So what do? You do what every smart CFO does with a struggling portfolio. You audit it. For every person you regularly spend time with, ask yourself 3 questions. 1. After I spend time with this person, am I inspired or am I drained? 2. Does this person celebrate my financial discipline or mock it? 3. Am I spending money I don't want to spend just to maintain this friendship? If the answer to number 3 is consistently yes, that is not a friend. That is a subscription you haven't canceled yet. Now, and this matters, I'm not asking you to cut off everyone who's struggling. Loyalty matters. Compassion matters. There is a real difference between lifting someone up and being pulled down. You can love people from a boundary. You can root for them without importing their financial patterns into your own future. Your one action, tonight, not tomorrow, write one name, just one. The person whose financial patterns you know you've been absorbing without realizing it. You don't have to do anything yet. You don't have to make a decision tonight. Just name it. Because clarity always comes before the change, and you cannot address what you haven't named. Your future self is not just built by your habits. It is built by your circle. Your circle is a financial decision you've been making every single day. You just never put it on the spreadsheet. It's time to put it on the spreadsheet. Most people will watch this, nod, and go back to the same circle tomorrow. But you're still here. And that already says something about who you're choosing to become. If this gave you clarity instead of fear, if it shifted something, hit that subscribe button. I'm Monovex. I break down financial intelligence like this every week, with honesty, with empathy, with the full picture. Because the math is never just numbers. It's people, it's choices, it's the circle you keep.